Hey folks, Scott Powell here with another History of Tomorrow and 14 Points Daily. Today I want to talk to you about the 14 points and specifically Chapter 1, which is available. I'm sure there'll be a link in the video itself, and you can find out more on the 14 Points channel on both YouTube and Rumble. You can find me on the 14 Points Reading Group on Facebook and on the 14 Points server on Discord. And so Chapter 1 is, of course, where the scene is set for the entire novel in as mysterious and as compelling a way as I could think of. And so what I did was I set the opening scene in Munich, Germany on September 1st, 1939. Now, if you know some history, that is an important date. I'll leave it to you to find out what it was if you don't. And what we have in the first scene is we have a young woman, we don't know her name yet, who encounters a sales clerk at a Munich bookstore, and his name is Adolf Hitler. So this is, of course, a massive encounter because this is September 1st, 1939. And for those who know, it's a huge day in history. However, in this timeline, which is indicated as September 1st, 81/4. Adolf Hitler is an insignificant human being. So what happened? Right? That's the hook. And then in scene 2, we see a discussion between that young woman and the professor, a character who will remain mysterious throughout the novel. And he explains to her, somewhat in a leading fashion, what it is that the Hitler data shows about what's going on with regard to the timeline. And that is something that they're clearly interested in, and she's playing a role in some sort of mysterious Herodotus Foundation. And from there we skip to O.C. Maitland, my protagonist effectively in the novel. He's a historian teaching at Stanford, and what O.C. does for us in the first scene that he appears in is that he tells the history of the world, at least the American epic, as he refers to it, from World War I onward. And what we encounter in that telling of the story is something remarkably, radically different from what we expect history to be. It will all be recognizable. It's not as if the world is a completely different place. However, if the United States did not intervene in World War I, for instance, what would the differences have been? And there are any number of possible ways to hypothesize that progression, of course, but I think you'll enjoy the way that world is characterized and how somebody is processing those facts 100 years or nearly 100 years after Hitler has been killed. And then we turn to another one of the protagonists, a young man named Odisanya, who lives in Johannesburg, South Africa, and he eventually will come to settle on the name Odysseus, and he will indeed go on an odyssey to the United States. And his life will, of course, interweave with those of other characters until he learns what role it is that he needs to play in the events unfolding. One of the fun things that I hope you'll enjoy about scene 4 in Chapter 1 is that Odysseus is learning from an AI that is known as Chiron. Chiron is the mythical teacher of Achilles. And so Odysseus and Chiron connect, and Chiron is an AI, a learning and teaching AI that is, as we will learn, run by the Herodotus Foundation, and it has a very interesting purpose. I'll leave you to discover what that purpose is in its exchange with Odysseus. So there you have it. There are 4 scenes in Chapter 1, and so pick it up. Like I said, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Discord, it's all there. And I'd enjoy hearing back from you about your experience and your response to the chapter. All right, good enough for today. Bye for now.